So Son Goku is very hated on nowadays. He's called bland, boring, one-dimensional, no character development, no characterization. He's just a bland, boring character. Is that true? Let's go ahead and find out next. So like I said, Son Goku is very hated on nowadays. Everyone thinks he's bland, he doesn't change, therefore that means he's bad. Even though if a character doesn't change that much throughout a series, that doesn't make the character bad. The character can still have great characterization and tons of depth. There's tons of characters who don't change like Gintoki, Luffy, Superman, and a lot more. And they are great characters because they usually have great characterization and layers of depth to them. And they also change the world around them, usually. So is Goku one of these characters that doesn't change and just changes the world around them? And the answer is no. And you will see in this analysis why. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into Goku's character. So Son Goku, at the beginning of the series, we see him as a kid. He's about age 12, I believe. He lives in the jungle. He has no idea what a girl is. He has no idea how to live normally on Earth, how to live like a normal person. He hunts and eats all day, and he's very strong for being a little kid. When Bulma pulls up, she shoots him in the head and he survives. He just shakes it off. So as you can see, Goku is not a regular person. He has a tail, and later on you see he's able to transform into a great ape. Even his friends question if he is even human. They're like, are you an alien? And all that stuff. But anyways, backtracking a little bit, Goku meets Bulma. He finally figures out what a girl is, and they go on an adventure. And they not only go on the adventure of finding the Dragon Balls, but they go on the adventure of discovery. While Goku's going on the adventure of discovery, he's learning more about the world on this journey, how to live normally, and a lot of new things. So from episode 1 to about episode 60, around the 60s or 70s, 60s or 70s, it's all about him discovering more about the world, how to handle and meeting friends and everything, how to live normally on Earth, how to deal with losses in matches in martial arts, training, getting stronger, a lot of stuff. He's just learning about the world. But one big thing to note during this time period is that Goku loves and misses his grandpa so much. That's why he treasures the 4-star ball. So right after the 21st Budokai Tenkaichi tournament, he goes and tries to find the 4-star ball again. And then we get to the Fortune Teller Baba tournament. And this is where Grandpa Gohan is able to come back for 24 hours. So Goku battles him and he finds out who he's battling is Gohan. Gohan throughout the battle had a mask on, then he took it off after the fight. And for the first time we see a more vulnerable Goku. We see how much his grandpa means to him. And even Bulma and every one of his friends comments and says, wow, we've never seen Goku like this. So what people gotta understand is, when writing good characters, it's not all about if a character changes or not. Even though Goku does change, and I'm gonna get to that. He changes actually a lot, and I'm gonna get to that. What people miss is good characterization, and this is good characterization. You see different sides of a character. You see how he reacts in certain situations, what makes him stressed, what makes him depressed, what makes him sad, mad. Is there different things that make him mad? What are those things? How does he act around new people? There's all kinds of stuff, and characterization is huge when writing a character. It's way bigger than if a character changes or not. But anyways, after that, there's another tournament. He meets a new friend, Tien, who was an enemy. But then, after the tournament, this is huge. And this was a revolutionary moment in the manga industry. Krillin dies. Now, that's not the revolutionary thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about Goku's character in this moment, in this scene. In this scene, we see a different side of Goku that we have never seen before. Similar to how we never saw that vulnerability when Goku saw his grandpa. So in this scene, we see Goku turn into a dark character. He's willing to kill with a clear conscience. He's a very dark character at this moment, at this time. The story completely shifts. It was all innocent and everything and bright and happy until this, a sudden shift in the story. Just like in the Chimera Ant arc with Gon, how there's a sudden shift in the story, like that. But anyways, back to Goku's character. Goku is willing to kill with a clear conscience, and he is a dark character in this scene. And for the rest of this arc, this is the first foreshadowing and first time we see Goku's Saiyan heritage side. A very dark, add will to kill. Of course, we see signs of Goku being a Saiyan before this, like Goku having a tail, him being able to survive gunshots, him being able to transform into a great ape, and all that. But this is another step of foreshadowing that Goku is not a human. So right after this, what does Goku do? He goes on a killing spree right after this. He goes and kills Drum, Tambourine, and King Piccolo. He doesn't give them second chances, no mercy, nothing, just kills. All the villains before that Goku killed wasn't really out of a clear conscience and an add will to kill. That was more of like, if you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna kill you. It was more like that. And a lot of the people that he killed in the Red Ribbon Army arc was on accident. Like Tao Pai Pai, he just kicked a grenade up and it happened to kill him. But it didn't really kill him. He came back in the 23rd Budokai tournament. But anyways, after this, he's back with his friends. He's all happy. His happy side, his lightheartedness side. And then he goes to go train with God, Kami. So at this moment, Kami, aka God, is the strongest person in Dragon Ball. And he lives high in the heavens. So when Toriyama wrote God, this character, he was trying to show us that this is God actually in this series. So in this mini training arc, since this is supposed to be quote unquote God, Goku gains a more soft heart towards villains, a more merciful heart towards villains in this little training arc. And this is where he learns to fly and everything. But what we should take away from this arc is that quote unquote God taught Goku to have a more merciful heart towards villains. Now this is where a huge major character arc begins with Goku. And this doesn't end until the Frieza Saga. So it starts here and it occurs in the 23rd Budokai tournament arc, the Saiyan arc, and the Frieza arc. So for the next 3 arcs, it is about Goku overcoming his soft-heartedness towards villains and trying to become more ruthless towards villains and not give them so many second chances. So that takes us to the 23rd Budokai tournament. And Kami is there. Kami shows up because of Goku. Kami thinks Goku has too much of a soft heart to kill Piccolo. Then that takes us to the end of the arc where Goku decides not to kill Piccolo and he decides to spare him. Now he doesn't fully spare him out of the kindness and goodness out of his heart. He saves him for that reason, out of the kindness and goodness out of his heart, which he gained from Kami in the previous mini training arc that I just said. And he also saves him because he wants to fight him again. He wants to have another rival. Because at this moment, there is no one as strong as Goku besides Piccolo. So he wants to keep him. So this is more foreshadowing that we get to see that Goku is a Saiyan. He even gives him a Senzu bean. Doesn't that sound like Goku the Saiyan we see in Dragon Ball Z? So we see that. Then that takes us to the Saiyan Saga. We get a time skip. We see Goku with his family, a house, a son, and then we find out that Goku is an alien from a different planet and that he was originally sent there to kill everyone, but then he hit his head and became a good boy. And at this moment, this shocks Goku, and he hates the fact that he is a Saiyan. This hate that he has towards his Saiyan heritage is going to be the driving force in another character arc for Goku. So now it's not only about him trying to become more ruthless towards villains that he gained in the mini training arc with Kami. Now it's also about him accepting his Saiyan heritage. He doesn't accept his Saiyan heritage and doesn't become more ruthless towards villains until the end of the Frieza Saga. So now he hates the fact that he's a Saiyan, hates it. He wants nothing to do with it, and we must remember that he has a more merciful heart towards villains. He did against Piccolo, and now we get into the Raditz fight, and we see he wants to spare Raditz, but obviously he gets tricked, and then it turns out bad, and then obviously Goku ends up dying. He's willing to die for his son. So yeah, then he dies. Then he goes to King Kai's planet. And here, throughout the Saiyan arc, this is Goku learning about his Saiyan heritage, slowly accepting it. And we see King Kai tell Goku about the Saiyans. Goku learns where he's from. And you see throughout this arc, like I said, Goku accepting and realizing that he's an alien. He's a Saiyan from a different planet and he loves the fight. So yeah, then we get to Goku versus Nappa. And in this fight, you see a lot of his Saiyan heritage side showing. We see him accept it a little bit. He's teasing Nappa, saying he's weak and all that. Then this is the real match where we get to Goku versus Vegeta. This is where we really see Goku's Saiyan blood in him boil in this fight. It's mainly when we see that Goku finds out that the Kaioken is not enough on Vegeta. He gets worried. He's like, wow, this is not enough. And you see a shocked look on his face. He's all worried, and then he smiles. And then he's like, I'm getting excited. I don't know why I'm getting excited. This is showing us that he is accepting his Saiyan heritage slowly. He's slowly accepting it here. Not fully. He still rejects it because he hates how the Saiyans are. But yeah, we got to remember, this is the Saiyan Saga, and it's not just about the Saiyans showing up. It's about Goku finding out he's an alien and finding out he's a Saiyan and him slowly accepting it. And he doesn't accept it fully until the end of the Frieza Saga. Some people that know Dragon Ball pretty well, think that the Saiyan and Frieza Saga are all one big saga because it's all connected, very connected. And the quote-unquote Saiyan Saga ends with Goku sparing Vegeta and with Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu all dead. So this narrative was not over yet. So this is all one big saga in actuality. But anyways, in this fight, we see them both loving their Saiyan blood, them loving the fight. And in this fight, at the end of this fight, Goku spares Vegeta. And since he had his Saiyan blood in him, boiling so much throughout this fight, he spares him because of that reason. So right here, we see Goku somewhat accept his heritage. So then that takes us to the Frieza Saga. In the Frieza Saga, we don't see Goku much at all until Goku fights the Ginyu Force. So when Goku fights the Ginyu Force, we see some of his cocky Saiyan side, him being cocky towards the Ginyu Force, and then he handles them. And then after he spares them, he doesn't want to kill them because of the kindness out of his heart. But then, of course, Vegeta kills the Ginyu Force, well, almost all of them, and then Goku's upset at that. So yeah, we see more of Goku's kind heart show. So we fast forward a bit to the Goku vs. Frieza fight, and when Goku's about to give up, when he went Kaioken and he realized that is not enough on Frieza either, we see Goku envision Vegeta in his head, and Vegeta's giving a speech to Goku to help Goku accept his heritage. He's like, take some pride in your heritage. You've been denying who you are this whole time. And this pushes Goku to accept his Saiyan heritage. And then right after, well, not right after, about a couple episodes later, we see Goku transform into the Super Saiyan. And the reason Vegeta and all the Saiyans in the past could not turn Super Saiyan was because they had hate in their heart. Goku didn't have any hate in his heart. He just had 100% pure rage. His rage was going insane. He was purely driven by rage when he transformed. That's why right after he transformed, he told Gohan to leave because he couldn't control it. He had little sense of him left. So he finally accepts his Saiyan heritage 100% right here. And we see a lot of his Saiyan side throughout this fight. We see him teasing Frieza, saying, "You can destroy a planet, but not me." He makes fun of his Destructo Disc, everything. Goku's playing around with him. And then we see Goku let Frieza go 100% because Goku wants to defeat him at his 100% max. And then when Goku defeats him at 100% max, he's like, "That's enough. There's no point in fighting you anymore. I already surpassed you. I already proved it." So then after this, we see Goku's soft-heartedness side towards villains again, and he's willing to spare Frieza. He gives him energy to fly away and everything. Then we see Goku fly up. He's ready to leave Namek. It's exploding. He's got to hurry. And then Frieza tries one last time to kill him. And then Goku says, "You fool!" And then Frieza is supposedly dead, but he actually doesn't die. Then right after this is very interesting. In the manga, we see Goku have a sad face after he kills Frieza here. He's sad that he did it. And then we see his hand shaking, and then he clenches his fist, like, "Yeah, I did it." This is where he finally conquers his soft-heartedness towards villains that he gained in the mini training arc with Kami. So to recap the Frieza Saga, he accepted his Saiyan heritage here, and now he's not as soft-hearted towards villains. And him not having a soft heart and him being more ruthless towards villains is what's gonna help Gohan push himself in the final beam struggle versus Cell. Goku uses what he learns and shows Gohan and tells Gohan, and even tells him during the beam struggle. So yeah, we got a lot of Goku character complexity and a lot so far. Then we get into the Cell Saga. And the Cell Saga is all about father and son relationships. In this arc, we see Goku and Gohan train and bond for a long time, for years, in the hyperbolic time chamber, or the room in spirit and time, whatever you want to call it. So we see Trunks and Vegeta fail at transforming and ascending the Super Saiyan form. So Goku and Gohan notice that and want to learn from the mistake that Vegeta and Trunks did and want to ascend the form the best way as possible. And they do. When they get out of the hyperbolic time chamber, they are in Super Saiyan Stage 4, which is more of a white hair look, and they're more relaxed. And then when they get out of the room in spirit and time, everyone, Piccolo and everyone, they're like, "You should train more because you have 10 more days until the Cell Games." Then they're all calm. Goku and Gohan, they're like, "We're okay. We got this." Goku's calm and confident in his plan in the Cell Games. This is the first time we see Goku in the process of passing the torch. And this doesn't end until the end of the series, the end of the Buu arc. So yeah, we see a lot of bonding with Goku and Gohan before the Cell Games. Goku grows as a father more. Then we get to the Cell Games. Goku fights first. He lets his son see how Cell fights. Then Goku backs off of Cell. He says, "I am not enough to defeat him." And he says, "I'm going to pass the torch now." Well, he doesn't say that, but he's saying that with his actions. But anyways, Gohan goes to fight. And he's getting destroyed by Cell. And then Piccolo and everyone's talking to Goku how stupid it was to let Gohan fight him. And they're saying he's not a fighter. And then Goku finally realizes that Gohan is really not a fighter. He doesn't love to fight like Goku. Here, Goku is so blinded by his Saiyan blood in him and wanting his son to be like him and expecting his son to be like him, that he was so blinded by that he couldn't see that. So he finally understands his son now, and he's willing to fight Cell with him. But then eventually Gohan becomes the Saiyan, the Super Saiyan 2, the full ascension of the Super Saiyan form. And Goku's prediction was right, but he's still dealing with the fact that Gohan really does not love to fight. And then we get to the sacrifice, Goku's sacrifice. Right here, he was willing to die for his son and for the whole earth. And he tells Gohan to tell his mom how selfish he has been all the times he chose fighting over spending time with family or whatever. So yeah, he passes away. And then we get to the final beam struggle between Cell and Gohan. And Goku is able to speak to Gohan during the beam struggle. He's pushing him, just like Goku used what he learned against Frieza to help Gohan push himself against Cell. And it works, and the world is saved, and all that. Then we get to the part where Goku decides to stay in the other world. He realizes a lot. He realizes that he is one of the main reasons why all these villains keep showing up to Earth and why the Earth is threatened, and he takes full responsibility of that. And he also wants to stay in the other world to fight and meet new rivals, potentially, and fight new people. So then 7 years pass, and the World Martial Arts Tournament is happening, and Goku comes back for a day, and they quickly find out there's a new threat, who is Buu, and he has no attachment to Goku, unlike all the other villains. So Goku's plan on this one day that he is back on Earth and mission is to find someone to pass the torch to. So we see him throughout this arc trying to pass the torch to Goten or Trunks or whoever. In the Buu arc, there's no main character. It always switches. We see a bunch of people be the protagonists and have their own pretty lengthy solo fights with Buu. It takes a whole teamwork to defeat Buu. And we see Goku's desire to pass the torch even in the Majin Vegeta fight. When Goku is fighting Majin Vegeta, he doesn't want to defeat him and turn Super Saiyan 3 because he knows he won't be on Earth that long to save the Earth more and more. So he wants Goten and Trunks to defeat Buu or whoever's going to be the main villain. And then we get to the end and the final fight between Goku and Kid Buu. And Goku has to resort to his teamwork technique, which is the Spirit Bomb. And we see a great finish in this fight, with the Dragon Balls included, a great finale and climax to the whole Dragon Ball series. But then we see Goku wanting to fight Buu again, and he wishes Buu to come back as a good person, out of his Saiyan side wanting a rival. And he gets to have a rival that isn't a threat to the world at all. So it's a perfect ending to Goku's character arc, which was him trying to pass the torch for the last 2 arcs. And it's a perfect ending to the Dragon Ball series. But yeah, that is the end of this Goku character analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a lot about Goku. Now, none of you can say that he's very bland and boring and has no character development or characterization. I honestly believe he's the most well-written shonen MC, despite being the first shonen MC that started all these archetypes and the innocent, naive personality. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on Goku or anything in the comments. I'm going to try and upload videos at least once per week, hopefully twice a week. It took me a long time to upload this video because it took a lot more research than I thought. But other videos won't take as long, nowhere near as long. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. And I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm out.